In this Palmistry video, we'll be talking about the lifeline and the meaning of lifeline in the hand of Sonia Gandhi. There are two aspects to the lifeline. In her case, upward line from the lifeline pointing towards the mount of Jupiter. This is the first aspect that we would be talking about. The second aspect is there are two islands on her lifeline towards the end of her lifeline. So two aspects that we would be talking about in this particular palmistry video. You will notice that there are many lines that are originating from, this is the lifeline. There are many lines from the lifeline moving towards the mount of Jupiter. These lines that are kind of moving backward, pointing towards the mount of Jupiter. Now Jupiter is a big planet. Big planet means growth, expansion, government, governance. All these kind of things are basically depicted by the mount of Jupiter. And lifeline pointing towards the mount of Jupiter indicate that such a person would be guided by Jupiter. It means for her, her life is getting guided by Jupiter, meaning she wanted always, right from the early period in her life, right from the start of her life, she wanted honor and she targeted towards the honor. Probably that marriage that happened was probably due to this particular aspect in her life, and it has remained throughout the life. These lines that you see in the earlier portion, the significance of these lines do not get limited only to the portion of the lifeline from where these lines are originating. Like this is the early portion of one's life before the age of 25 or so. So the significance of these lines remain throughout their life and not necessarily only and only for one particular year or the year where the line is pointing upwards. Let's say this is the lifeline and one line is pointing upward somewhere at this particular point. So the age out here could be approximately 18 years old. But the significance of these lines remains throughout their life, so we can't limit only for one particular year. The second aspect that we want to talk about here is that the lifeline. This is the lifeline, and just at this particular portion you would notice that there is an island-like formation out here, and there's another island-like formation somewhere out here, very close by, close together. It is generally perceived that anything in the hand, many people think that anything in the hand of Sonia Gandhi is going to be a good sign. It's not necessarily like that. You have to see things in an objective way. If there's something bad, you have to say those things are bad, and if there's something good, you have to say those things that those things might be good on her hand. So an island-like formation on the lifeline signifies bad health, very bad health, and elongated period of bad health that is going to remain and throughout the life. But only the saving grace in her hand is that apart from the lifeline, you would notice that there is a strong line of life, strong line of Mars. It is also known as the line of guardian angel line. It is also known as the Mars line or supporting lifeline. This particular line basically protects any person from bad health, difficult people, and difficult situations. So it also gives this particular lady fighting spirit. So fighting spirit, this she's going to be fighting throughout her life. So it's that fighting, it's like an armor around her, and she's getting protected by that particular armor around her. So it's a very beautiful sign, and it is normally seen in the hands of lawyers, but it can be seen in the hand of any person, politicians or businessmen or any person from any field. And it protects and it makes a person like that, it gives them that fighting instinct, and they're able to fight against difficult people and difficult situations. So just by looking at the lifeline, only and only the lifeline, I've told you two important things: upward lines from the lifeline pointing towards the mount of Jupiter. Normally this is considered to be a very good indication in the hands of IS officers or politicians, or it could also be religious leaders. So all those, in all those people's hands, it's a beautiful sign to have. She's also a very rash kind of a nature. Also, although she hides that particular nature, when there's a gap between the head and the lifeline, it means rashness. And perpendicular lines under the mount of Mercury, it means that the person has got good communication skills. Although she is from Italy, she learned Hindi to some extent and she's trying to communicate, but she knows when and what to speak. So probably she knew her weaknesses in communication. That's the reason why she's limiting her communication. So she doesn't give impromptu interviews to anybody, because she knows that she's going to make a mistake. So it's not like you have to be extremely fluent in your communication. Even knowing when not to speak is also good communication. So that aspect is also good. There are no confusing kind of lines. So many people, they have confusing kind of lines. They would kind of get confused in what they are trying to communicate. But perpendicular lines signify that the person is trying to sharpen their skills. And sharpening of skills can be in any field. It could be in the field of communication, statistics, economics, biology, chemistry, anything. So that's all I wanted to convey in this particular palmistry video regarding Sonia Gandhi, a famous politician, a controversial politician from Italy, now in India, and the head of Indian National Congress. And before I end my video, I would request you to press the bell icon on YouTube. Don't miss another update. And if you wish to take a reading from me, you can call me or you can email me. These are the phone number and the email that are mentioned out here. I repeat few things in most of my videos. People think that money line would tell everything regarding the success. It could be any line that can tell about success or failure on a palm. Like in her case, we talked about the line of Mars, the supporting lifeline, or the guardian angel line, and the perpendicular lines under the mount of Mercury, the smallest finger, and upward lines from the lifeline pointing towards the mount of Jupiter. All these things are considered to be extremely good indications in any person's hand, not necessarily only her hand. We may like her, we may dislike her, but we are just talking about the palmistry part. Thanks for watching. Bye and take care. One more slideshow, that is, a saint once said, you don't need to go to an astrologer or a palmist to know about your future, because you already know your future. Present is a result of past. How will be my future? Future depends upon what you are doing in the present. What are we? We are product of our thoughts. So the thoughts that come to our mind are really important. Keep positive thoughts and keep good company. That's what matters the most. Bye and take care.